And a lot of y'all told me like, it's too hot in there. I feel like I'm becoming a believer in rabbit manure, y'all. You're working against yourself, Asia. Rainbow carrots, we're going inside. Hello, welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia, and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. And today I'm outside because I have a lot that I want to get done, a lot that I need to get done, but I've been doing some thinking, right? And so we all know in the quick tent greenhouse, which is the greenhouse that's like a polytunnel in the back end of my yard, which I'm gonna show you, of course, just having a conversation right now. I've been thinking I need to use it to the best of its ability right now, right? So we all know I was very stubborn with the tomatoes, right? I was stubborn with the tomatoes. Let me show you these tomatoes. They look terrible. So they look terrible. I think, you know, watering has been a problem, but I also think this soil is a problem, right? And so remember we had beans in here. So we're gonna do something with this bed today. And that something is, there's basil in here that's growing okay. We're gonna move it over into the blue green stock. There's space in there. If you remember, my basil in the beds was shaded a lot, so I don't have a lot of basil, but I want a lot of basil because I wanna make pesto. By the way, if you saw my community post, I bought some focaccia bread. I hope I'm saying it right. If I'm not, it's cool. But some of that from a farmer's market, right? And it was so delicious. She used pesto and Parmesan cheese. So number one, I'm going to Craftsy, see if I can find a focaccia recipe. Number two, I want to save a lot of pesto. In order to save a lot of pesto, I need to get a good amount of basil. So the basil that's in this bed, we're gonna move into the blue-green stock, and I'll show you that too. And then this bed, I'm gonna put some rabbit manure in it. I'm going to put some granulated fertilizer in it, and I'm gonna add a little bit of the BM6 mix to it. The soil just seems to dry out really easy in that bed. The first two beds that I ever had in the greenhouse, again, I know that I put some of the bags in there, but there was soil already in there. The reason why I put the bag soil in there was because I was trying to work on the soil that was already in there. At this point, it really doesn't matter what soil I use, and I still haven't gone back to look at my videos to figure out what I use, because at this point, I don't think I'm gonna have anything else that I need to fill. I don't have any more space. But we all know I say that and I find space. Anyway, the other thing that I would like to get done today, which we're gonna see, I'm gonna just plant more cucumbers in that bed because the cucumbers are doing really good in there. And when I get the soil right where it holds moisture, I think they'll grow well. That's actually the only place I've gotten cucumbers from my early planting. I'm getting cucumbers now from the other ones I had showed you that's on the trellis in the middle. Yeah, I'm gonna plant some more cucumbers in there, but I'm gonna start them in sales just to be safe. But the other thing I wanna do today is there's really no point of trying to hold on to the greens and things that's in this bed. They've done well, but it's getting hot. So we're gonna pull all of this out. We're gonna give it to the chickens today. They'll have a really nice snack. And then I'm gonna put some BM6 on the top of this. I'm gonna pull the straw back and put some BM6 on the top of this. And then we're gonna plant some carrots. So carrots prefer to grow in cooler seasons. They can go to flower in the heat. But the whole reason why I had those greens in there is because this area is shaded. It gets kind of dappled sun early in the morning and then it shades out. So with that being said, we're gonna plant some carrots in there and see if we can't go ahead and get an early carrot harvest. I think the soil in there is very good for it. The soil is very loamy, and when I say loamy, it just is like light and fluffy. And then if I add some BM6 to the top, that would be good for germinating my seeds. So that being said, that's what we're gonna get done today. I also still need to figure out the aphids. I have not made a decision. What I think I'm going to do is I'm gonna try just wiping the plants off first, and then I'll use some of your suggestions and recommendations. They were really good. I'm so excited. There was a whole bunch of them. So if one thing doesn't work, I could go back and try something else for sure, because y'all sent me a whole bunch of stuff and I am so happy. By the way, I'm enjoying seeing y'all's gardens. I know I'm not commenting on everything, but I am really enjoying seeing y'all's gardens over in the community section. So if you want to share your garden with me and this whole Yellow Door Urban Homestead community, go on over to the community section, because I am so enjoying seeing them. Like, it's crazy because I share my garden with y'all all the time, and I am so enjoying seeing y'all garden hard too. So this is the blue green stock. We already put some stuff in here. We never got around to doing the tour over here, so we'll do it this week. But there's already some things in here like lettuce, there's calendula up here, there's peppers down here, but we still have spots that's open. So the garlic that's in that bed in the greenhouse, we're gonna move it over here. Then we're gonna start some cucumber seeds. Cucumbers do not take long to germinate. I am gonna start them outside. Oh, when I said I started seeds in my last video, I started my fall seeds, but I'm still planning to plant more for the summer. It's July and I still have time. So right now we're gonna start in the greenhouse. I'm gonna cut those tomatoes out. Actually, I'm probably gonna dig them. I'm just trying not to disturb the roots of the cucumber we already had or not disturb them too bad. Either way, we about to pull out everything in that bed except for the cucumbers. I also need to water in here. It's very dry, but look at my pepper plants, y'all. This was one of the parts that we didn't do the garden tour on, but we will. My pepper plants look real good in here. So I will note to myself that pepper plants grow really well in here because I don't have any peppers on them yet, but they were planted a lot later. And I think they're all pimento peppers, so I don't even know what the days to maturity are. I think I stuck a tag in there. But y'all, they look real good in here. So next year, peppers will definitely, well, if they start to produce, peppers will definitely be in the greenhouse. They're doing really good. And like I said, this is a quick tent greenhouse. So I've had it for probably 2 years, I think, 2 or 3. I need to go back and look so I can tell y'all exactly how long I've had it. And I want to thank Quick Tent for sponsoring this video. It is a 12 by 7 by 7, right? And I have it against my fences and I have it reinforced. So a lot of people ask me like, how do you have it reinforced? I had a walkway taken out. My brother took a walkway out for me and I had a bunch of pieces of cement left. So I have cement around the extra material that's on the ground. I also had an old greenhouse and y'all see the stakes in the pepper bags. I used those pieces of that old greenhouse to reinforce too. So where you see the poles here, down at the bottom, there's a piece of another greenhouse. It's just a stake. And then I zip tied it to this greenhouse. This greenhouse has been very sturdy for me. Before I reinforced it, it was not. But now, like, I don't worry about this greenhouse blowing away, I don't worry about any of that. I do power wash it like at the beginning of spring. I didn't do it this year, but I will power wash it at the beginning of spring so we can make sure we get all the light in it. But it's been a very good greenhouse. So if you're interested in it, I'll put a link down in the description. So, and they have smaller ones. They also have it with, I think, a white cover on it. If you put it up and if you reinforce it well, it works really well. The other thing that I really like about it, and then we're gonna get on to this, but I just want to tell y'all, because I think that these greenhouses, I've said it before, get a bad name, but if you reinforce them, they work just fine. The other thing that I really like is you have a door at the front and a door at the back that you can unzip. They both come with netting on them too. So you can put the netting down to keep bugs out. So I just have it up completely because that doesn't bother me. And I need pollinators to get in here. So I have it up and my dog tore up the one in the front, but that don't have nothing to do with the product. But yeah, I like that too. If you're interested in a greenhouse, I think Quick Tent greenhouses are good products. Like I said, I've had it for 2 or 3 years and the only time that it blew across my yard was before I reinforced it. So you do have to reinforce them. And again, thank you Quick Tent for sponsoring this video. All right, so we're gonna get started with this now. So this is the granulated fertilizer I use. It's worked really well. I use it out in the garden too. It is Espoma Organic Garden Tone. This is the one I use. I like it. I haven't had any issues with it. And then the other day, I went and met a subscriber because she wanted quail. I had quail, and we kind of did a barter system, and we met at a farmer's market. She gave me some soap and some garlic honey, which is exciting. But she also got me some rabbit manure, so that was exciting. The vendor that I get my rabbit manure from, she was there. So she also grabbed me some rabbit manure. That's exciting. So now I have 2 bags of rabbit manure. But that's what I'm gonna put in this bed. Also gonna go, oh my goodness, I hope the spider is not on me, y'all. I seen him. Oh no, he's right there. He or she is right there. I'm gonna end up having to knock him or her down because I gotta work on this bed. But the other thing, like I said, I'm gonna put the BM6 in there. And let me show you what I did. Somebody had mentioned me using the gorilla cart, right? To move things around, well, to move the soil around in the garden. since I couldn't use it for the garden, I did decide to just pour the whole bag into the Gorilla Cart. And that's how I'm getting it now, which is much easier than pulling that bag behind me. So I had thought about it, just didn't think of how else I could use it. So thank you to the person who left that comment. So this is what I'm doing now. I just pour the whole bag in here. Yeah, it gets rained on. I don't think it's a big deal. Then I just get a bucket, and then I get the bucket and move it to where I want it. So much easier. And that means the soil is always moist when I grab it too. So it's working. I like that idea. So again, thank you to the person who left that comment. All right, so we had beans in this bed too. We're just gonna pull them out, and like they just weren't doing well anyway. They weren't doing well. So we're gonna pull those out, and then we're gonna move the basil, and then we're gonna work on the soil because, oh, it's very dry. The soil is very dry. So again, some of this is me, but I think some of it is also this soil, which is fine. I think we're gonna go ahead and take the basil first, and then we'll just move that over into the green stalk. I have more peppers that I want to put in the green stalk, but I'm also just kind of thinking through it because I'm going to plant those green stalks for fall too. Still got to plant them out, but I'm planning to definitely plant them. Yeah, this soil is extra dry. Soil is just not, it wasn't good. I don't know, y'all, but we're going to take them all out at once. They'll get reestablished in the green stalk, and I think that I will see much better growth. They're probably going to absolutely have some transplant shock, so they're going to look sad for a couple of days. But after that, I think they'll bounce back. Oh my goodness, super duper dry. It's a nice size one though. Might see more transplant shock on that because it's such a nice size. Let's go over to the green stalk. All right, so we're going to put it in the larger ones down at the bottom, I guess, and maybe we'll do it in like some kind of row so that they're not right beside each other. Green stalk soil is amazing. We're gonna have to water these in at some point. We'll do it before I go in the house. Might not do it on a video because I'm trying to actually get the bed done today for sure. So we're gonna put that there, and then the other one, I just don't want them right beside each other because they most definitely could get bushy. And there are things, here's a tiny little tomato in this one. Tiny little tomato, probably ain't gonna amount to nothing, but it's okay. Can always replant it. And I'll probably get a garden stake, landscape stake, and put it right here so that it doesn't lean over. Matter of fact, let me do that now. I'm finding these to be very helpful in the green stalk. I got a box of them from Amazon. I'll put a link to them. But I'm finding them to be very helpful in holding plants up so that they don't just like hang over. And I don't have enough of the trellises to use it for every pocket. So that's really been working for me. Let me bring you closer so you can see, in case it's something you want to try. See, I'm just loosely putting it on there, but it holds the plant nicely. I've been using it. I have it all through the green stalks. All right, back over here we go. And let's get the tomatoes. I'm trying to decide, I think I'm gonna pull the tomatoes out. I'm not gonna cut them, I'm gonna pull them. And I'm also thinking about just kind of, oh yeah, we got to get Mr. Spider first. I don't mind him being here, but like the walking around and stuff while I'm working is wild. So orb spider, I think they call it. Gotta go out, buddy. All right, he's headed outside. Okay, I need to take these clips off. I have tomato clips on here. It was something I was about to say. I can't remember. The tomato clips come off pretty easy too, so I can reuse them. But I will know next year. Probably not tomatoes, especially not on this side. And probably what I need to do is miniature varieties early in the season. So this was a learning experience for me. And a lot of y'all told me like, it's too hot in there. Y'all told me a lot of stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and cut our losses on tomatoes in here. There is one tomato on this plant that I will just take and let ripen in the house. I want to say it's a Dr. Weich's. It'll still be edible, just not as good. And why I said miniature varieties is because the patio tomatoes are doing just fine in the bed behind me. So I can grow tomatoes, but I think I need to do it early in the season. I need to get them in here early, like I did with those patio varieties. and they don't need to be in this bed over here. Cucumber has mixed in with the tomatoes. So pull these out. Yeah, see, there was a tomato. It was only one tomato. It's not worth taking up this space for that. Oh yeah, I gotta get the cucumber out of this and back up. Should have got it off before. Back up on the trellis. Also, when I buy my steaks this week, if I can, I'm gonna try to replace these steaks that I have this on. But I just let it hang back here for now. What does this go to? This must have been a vining bean. I have no idea. But it goes over there in that bed. The beans are doing okay in here too, but I don't think this is a great place for the beans either. So we might end up moving those. I'm not gonna pull them like and throw them out because they look really good still. They just aren't thriving in here. The soil is not compacted. It's just dry and very woody. So whatever I put in here, it must have been a very woody soil. Also, I'm sure y'all see the holes in my tights. It's okay. I'm in the garden, ain't no big deal. These tights are good and old. So I'm just gonna break it up just to see. Yeah, it's not compacted. It's full of roots though, I will say that. All right, let's do this. I'm excited for another round of something. Yeah, I'm surprised these cucumbers have not bit the dust in all of this dry soil because cucumbers like moist soil. I'm very surprised they haven't died, but I'm gonna start doing better. All right, so granulated fertilizer. I do not measure per se. Not per se, I do not measure. I'm just gonna throw this in all around. I'm gonna mix it in with the top layer of the soil. It's like the soil is anaerobic. It's odd. I don't like it. No, not anaerobic. What's the word when it won't hold water? Anaerobic is it's too much water. But hopefully these amendments will help. By the way, I talked to the supplier of the rabbit manure and she is drying a 10-pound bag for me. And when she's back in my area, she said probably Wednesday, that is what, 2 days from now, I could pick it up from her. So that's cool. I found a rabbit manure supplier and now I could get it, you know, whenever I want to, locally. Love that for me. So kind of like with the mushrooms, I have a supplier now and they're local. I love that. I love that. All right, I think I'm gonna put a little bit more rabbit manure in there. I have another bag because I want to put some in the other bed too. I think I've become a fan of rabbit manure. Like those peppers have made me a believer in rabbit manure. This is the first time I ever really used it, but I feel like I'm becoming a believer in rabbit manure, y'all. All right, let's go get some BM6 soil. Throw that over the top, and then we'll let this sit for a few days until the cucumbers germinate. Once they germinate, that's when we will plant this back out. But for now, just need to get it there. We need to get the soil better. Your soil health is one of the most important things. You can have a beautifully grown seedling, but if the soil is not good, that seedling, unless it's a seedling that likes, you know, bad soil, a plant that likes bad soil, is not gonna help one bit. We also gotta get out of this greenhouse soon because I done start sweating, y'all. All right, let's go get the soil and then we're gonna get out of here. Oh, we gotta water it, but I guess I don't really need to water it right now. I can do it before I go in the house. I got it. All right, so much easier, y'all. And I'm just gonna do a top layer. If I had compost, I would do compost. And because I put the rabbit manure in here, I think that's good enough. So, all right. We're done with that bed. We are going to move on to the other bed, and I'm probably actually gonna sow the carrots tonight. By the way, this zucchini is growing another plant the other way. So I just left it and it has flowers and baby zucchinis on it. So I do also know what I learned is zucchini will grow well in here. Peppers will probably grow well in here. Cucumbers will grow well in here. The roselle too, and I think I'm gonna put the roselle here next year because it'll get more sun. But I have learned a lot this year about growing in my greenhouse. I'm excited. In my greenhouse in my backyard. Looks so much better over here. So much better because we don't have those dead tomatoes and all of that stuff. So can't wait to get that. Can't wait to get that replanted with some cucumbers. And hopefully, not hopefully, it seems like rabbit manure does break down pretty quickly. So once I put some water on there and get it really well watered, I think that'll start breaking down, and I think we'll see some better production out of that bed. So I'm excited. I'm also almost out of water, so I'm gonna go get some water and then I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're at this bed. I'm gonna go ahead and pull these because if you cut a brassica, there is a chance that it can start to grow back. And I don't want that to happen with carrots in this bed. Probably get my stool for this. And I may plant one of the better looking ones in this bag that I still haven't planted. I probably need to put some kind of fertilizer or something in it, and I will do that. This is a pretty good looking one, so I'm gonna move this. And now I won't have to tell y'all that the bag is not planted. All right, just gonna plop it right down here into this bag. This is a kale. Keep that kale plant, and we're gonna pull the rest and give them to the chickens. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna take this to the chickens. They waiting till y'all see them. They like, girl, you pull some food out. Give me that. So there's also parsley in this bed. I'm definitely thinking I'm gonna leave the chives, or maybe we'll just pull everything. We have green stalk space, and we'll just move everything somewhere else and make this a carrot bed for this year. So let me get to moving on that. I'm gonna go get a tray so I can drop all of this stuff down in the tray and then we can move it. All right, let's dig this stuff up. So we got nasturtiums in here that don't really love having their roots disturbed, so those might die. None of these roots are really that good, but they probably were being shaded, which is fine. That's a weed. Chives. All right, so that's what we got out of this bed, and we just go put it somewhere else. It's not a big deal. It can be replanted. If it does not grow, then we just lost a little bit. All of the stuff that's in here, I already have in my garden, so that's cool. This straw was pretty much breaking down, so I'm going, oh my goodness, they long, big worms, y'all. I like worms, don't get me wrong, but my God. They over here getting down. Worm castings. Oh, you know what? I can see if I have any worm castings ready for the bed in the greenhouse too. I might have some worm castings ready. I don't know if I'm gonna do that today, but I might have some worm castings ready. And I can add that. All right, yeah, this straw was kind of breaking down. I don't think that we're gonna have any problem mixing it in. And I may just put a layer of BM6 for the carrots when they germinate to make it easier for them to germinate. But the soil is nice. You got some sticks and stuff in it, but it's not a big deal. The worms do not like this. They like, girl, why are you messing with this bed? We was chilling. Okay, I'm just gonna flatten it out as much as I can. And I'm gonna throw some granulated fertilizer in here too. Feed the soil. It grew some very heavy feeders for a good amount of time because I think I moved them in like April, and I'm gonna put the rest of the rabbit manure in here. Probably should have did this before. I just moved it out, but already done now. You're working against yourself, Asia. All right, time to go get the BM6. All right, got our first bucket. Probably only need about 2 to cover the top of this. Yeah, the carrots will love this. Be right back. All right, number 2. Shady spot can be used in the summer, and that's what I'm planning to do. That looks good. The soil was already moist over here, so I'm not gonna worry about watering. The soil that I put on the top is also moist. So now we just need to get our carrot seeds and get to doing that. It's quite a, I don't want to say a hassle, but Lord, carrot seeds so small, y'all. And I'm probably gonna put some wet cardboard over this. I don't have a board or anything, so I'm gonna just let wet some cardboard. I do have that, and once I sow the seeds, that's what I'm gonna do. Then I'm just gonna come and check it each day to see if we get germination. But I think I can get a good amount of carrots in here. I'm probably gonna do the square foot method in here. Have to go find my little board somebody sent me, and then I think you can grow 16 carrots in a square foot. And I'm not really sure what size this bed is, but I'm pretty sure I have at least, I don't know, maybe 9 square feet in here. So we're gonna see. So I went and found my square foot thingy. It's like a little board. And so I'm gonna use these red holes because I could do 16 per square foot. So that's what I'm gonna use, measure out my square footage. And let me show you the seeds that I'm planning to grow. They are from Botanical Interest. There'll be a link down in the description if you are interested in any of these seeds. So I'm doing the Carnival blend. I like a pretty plate, y'all, and I was not a carrot eater before I started growing carrots, and I was like, I don't even like carrots, but I was growing them. My daughter loves carrots. I'm not even really a carrot eater, but I also don't wait until they get huge when I have success with carrots, y'all, because I'm very bad at growing carrots too, if I'm honest. Anyway, we're gonna see if this shaded spot helps me. Rainbow carrots and cosmic purple. So I think that would be a pretty plate when I do use them. I had them roasted from the garden. I've had them fresh from the garden. As long as I don't let them get too big, I think they're delicious. When I let them get too big, they do have that same carrot taste that I get from store carrots. It's a tomato ripe over there. Sorry, y'all. I just happened to see it. It's the same taste I get from the store carrots. I don't like big carrots. I like the smaller ones, which is why I also got these skinnier varieties. So I'm hoping that this would be good for me. And I have grown the rainbow blend before, and they were pretty delicious. And I like that they have different colors. So we're about to get this done. We're going to plant out those plants that we took out of here. And then, we're going to start the cucumber seeds. And then we're going in the house because I'm getting hot. Also, the cucumbers that I had put down here and replacing other cucumbers, I think there's something in the soil because those cucumbers are starting to look like the other ones. So if they don't grow, I'm just not going to try to plant cucumbers there again. I might try something else that vines. I don't use my trellises in the fall, so I could just keep trying something down there until I can't try anymore. So just figured I'd tell y'all that. Let's get these carrots planted. And I am going to try, and carrot seeds are very small, but I'm going to try to get 2 to 3 at the most into each hole because I don't really want to have to. What I've noticed when I sow them in a line, sometimes you get very spotty germination, right? And then you go through and pull, and I don't replant my carrots. I know people say that you can, I just have never done it. And so when you start to thin, you might get a big patch in one spot, but then you have a bare spot. So I'm really gonna try to plant them into these 16 holes. So we're gonna see how that goes. So basically you just do it like this. So if I do it in the middle instead of coming this way, either way I'm gonna lose space because this bed is rounded, but I could just plant some around the side, I guess. So you push it down like this, and that's how you know you have a square foot. Then you pull it up and just keep moving. I do like this thing. Somebody sent it to me, one of my subscribers, and I appreciate it. I used to use a ruler, and somebody put up a comment one day, and they was like, somebody please get her the square foot thing. And then somebody got it, so I appreciate it. I really do. I'm gonna put it back down. I'm just trying to see how many square feet I have. When I go to plant, I'm gonna put it back down here. So it looks like 6 without the sides. But I'm still gonna plant. I might just do a row on the side to make sure the bed is full. Mosquitoes are coming out. They were not out earlier. And yeah, around the sides, I'll just do a line. What I said I don't really care for doing, but I'm gonna do it because I really don't have a choice if I want this bed to be full of carrots. So now, I'm just gonna take and drop them right in here. I'm not gonna use this because they don't need to be really covered. So, I'm gonna cover them with cardboard, wet cardboard. That's gonna be their covering. So I'm just gonna drop them down in here, and I'm gonna push it down so that the soil is very close to the hole, and that should help me a little bit. We'll see. So we're gonna go in with the rainbow carrots here first. Oh, I also wanna make tags. Like I wanna know where everything is. So I'm gonna make some tags, and I'll use this video to go back and make the tags. But see, carrot seeds are very small. Y'all see it, girl. But I'm gonna try. I have my nails, which is helpful for this kind of stuff. So try to move them. Pick up like 2 or 3, yep, and drop it in each hole. I do like this thing. This way, I only have to thin where they are in the hole instead of getting spotty germination in a line. Like this thing, I'll put a link to this too, and we getting more like 3 to 4 seeds, but it's okay. That was a random one that fell somewhere. That one did too. I see it though. Put it back in the hole. Very useful tool. And my nails are useful tools today too. Can definitely do it in a line. You do not have to do what I'm doing. It's just what I am preferring to do this time. And that space is planted out. So all 3 of the carrot varieties, and then I'll just pick any kind to go on the sides. And once I'm completely done, I'll push those carrots down into the soil, just on the surface of the soil, and then I'm gonna put the cardboard on it. That should make it easier for it to germinate, and then once they start to germinate, I'll take the cardboard off. You can do it with a board, like I said. I don't have a board this size, and I'm not going to buy one or cut one. I'm not doing that. All right, y'all, so I took a break. I went in the house to cool off. And then I also put on a long sleeve shirt because I had came back out here and started sowing some of the carrots just on my own and listening to a YouTube video. And I went in and put a shirt on too, because the mosquitoes, they're out now. They're out now. But so these 2 are sown, and I've pushed them down in the soil. I literally just went just like this, pushed them down into the soil, and then we're gonna get some cardboard, like I said, wet it and put it back on here. So now we're moving on to here. I'm putting the Carnival blend in this one, and then the Cosmic Purple are gonna go in these 2. And then, like I said, just gonna put some down the sides. I took a picture of this. Also went and got one of my stools so I could do this easier instead of bending over. And I'm just moving the bags out so that I can get over here and get closer, and then I'll just put the bags back. But yeah, the mosquitoes, baby, they came out. They weren't out here. I think I came out here around 5. It's almost 8 now. So I've been out here for a while, but I did take about 30 minutes to go in the house, cool off a little bit, drink some more water, because that's important. Very, very important. But I'm just showing y'all what I'm doing. Not the mosquito bite me through my shirt. Is that right? Does that happen? Uh-oh, there's too many in there. But I'll come through and thin, because I'm definitely getting more than what I actually want in here. But carrot seeds also, as I understand it, the germination rate significantly drops over time. So with that being said, I think, oh, sorry y'all. With that being said, I think that it's okay if I use more than I wanted to. And then y'all know I always want to do some kind of experimenting. So I'll try to experiment to see if I can grow more than one in there. I don't know. We'll see when it's time to thin these. I want a good carrot harvest of small carrots though. Not the big ones. I don't like them. And I'm only putting these in so early because I have a shady spot. I don't know that it would work in like a full sun spot. I feel like they would go to flower. But that's just me. Do you grow carrots or plant carrots now? Or do you wait until it's like time for fall planting? Just interested. All right, and so now I'm just gonna move this, put it in my other spot. And I can't really see them because they're kind of small, but I just go back through just like this, push them down into the soil so they can have connection and moisture. And then I'm gonna put I don't normally put anything over them, but we're gonna do that because it's hot and I don't know that I'm going to remember to come and water it every day because these seeds have to stay moist. or they're gonna dry out and you're not gonna get any germination. So I'm gonna go ahead, finish this bed, finish sewing this bed, then I'll show you what I'm gonna do with the cardboard. All right, so we are all planted, and you can see right here, I hope y'all can see there's seeds. I just put them in a line and press them down. I'll definitely have to come through and thin them, but it's okay. I'll just have to do that. Now, we're about to wet this box and put it over this, and then get this stuff planted wherever I'm gonna plant it. And true story, I'm going in the house. I mean, the mosquitoes are unbearable tonight. I'm gonna have to get a mosquito suit like Taquisha, y'all. If you watch our Freedom song, she got this whole suit that she put on, and it keeps mosquitoes off of her. Good gracious. I mean, they just crazy, y'all. Real quick, y'all remember those tomatoes that I showed y'all Sunday, but video came out Monday? So today is Monday, and they are blushing. The rains that are in our forecast is not like the rains that I thought we were gonna get. So they're kind of spotty, and there's not a lot of it. We have a few boxes up here we can use, and I'm just gonna break them up. Well, break it down, wet it, and put it across the garden bed. That is my plan. So we got one right here. I don't think this is gonna be big enough, but I know I have boxes in the house too that would be less of a hassle than that big box that I got from Greenstock. So I'm gonna show you what I do with this one, but then I'm gonna go get a box in the house and finish it off. So this is kind of a lucky time for me, just because we do have rain in the forecast, because my whole point in putting this box on here is because I'm not gonna come out here and remember to water it. If it rains, it'll keep wetting these boxes for me. Oh God, the bugs is wild. What is that? Oh, that's not a bug. Girl. And now the water going in my shoe. Out of control. All right, had to get the water hose. I'm gonna break this box down. Nails came in handy again. Love that for me. And I'm not going to like break it all the way down. I want it to be, well, I guess I am gonna break it all the way down. It'll just have to be longer, or I have to cut it. Either one is fine. Well, somebody's hollering, y'all. Okay, so literally just gonna wet this box up really good. Once you wet it, you should be able to pull this plastic off too. Well, it's like paper tape is what it is, but it's not gonna stay in the bed, so it's not a big deal. Just gonna be used to keep the soil moist. All right, so if this whole piece could fit, I would put it, but I'm just gonna break it like this, and then I'm just gonna lay it across the bed, just like that. And I just wanna make sure that the soil is covered, which will keep the seeds moist. And in a few days, we'll come back and move this, but we're gonna check it every day to make sure the seeds haven't germinated. I'm gonna go find more boxes to break up and put around here. But for the purpose of finishing this video, we're gonna go and plant what we took out of here. I gotta go find some more boxes. Like I said, I got some in the house. Also, my chicken is just hollering. It's a little gray one, y'all. She's just hollering. It's later in the day, so I would think she already laid, but maybe she didn't. Okay, so I am thinking of doing another herb Greenstock closer to the house. So one out in the garden and one out in the house. I do not know, I mean, one right beside the house. I think something bit me, y'all. I don't see nothing, but it's burning. We're going inside. It's burning. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna wait on these. I'm gonna sit these in something, and I might even maybe pot them up. But I'm gonna wait on these. They are chives, and it's parsley. So when I decide on which one I wanna make into another herb garden, I might just end up potting these up and waiting until one of them come available. So instead of planting them tonight, we're gonna pot them up, or I'm gonna pot them up. It's getting dark out here. I'm sure y'all can't tell, but it's getting dark. I'm gonna pot them up when I start my cucumber seeds. So imagine you have a light on your porch. I don't know why I was acting like that. Anyway, I went ahead and put all the leeks in one pot, and I put both of the parsley in one pot. They won't be in here long, but they'll have a good amount of time to grow in here before they get root bound, because I'm thinking that I'm gonna do the blue Greenstock as a herb one but I don't know. Anyway, we did go ahead and get those potted up. Oh, and we're gonna go back down in the yard real quick because it's like a few minutes after I told y'all it was getting dark. So it is getting dark, but not dark that the camera won't show yet. But I did put the nasturtium in with the lavender right now because nasturtium doesn't have to have really good soil. It can survive. I think it can survive with the lavender. So that's what I did. So I planted the nasturtium in here too. Literally just plopped them in here, y'all. So we'll see what happens. I just didn't want to get rid of those plants. Like they were pretty healthy, especially that parsley and those chives. And I'm probably gonna cut the top of those chives too. And then, you know, let them grow back in that pot. But we got a lot done tonight. I'm very proud of what I got done today. I came outside with an idea and I got that whole thing done. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram where I post about the things going on in my garden almost every day. Bye, y'all.